the limits you've accepted for a decade were never real? What if the impossible, the truly disruptive, impactful, and memorable was finally possible? This isn't a hypothetical question. This is the new reality. Welcome to AI-driven digital mentality. I'm your host, Enrico Giubertoni. Today, we're not just talking about a new tool. We are talking about a new mindset. It's the end of an era and the dawn of a new one. To understand where we are going, we must first be brutally honest about where we have been. Let's take a brief journey back in time, not to 2002 with LinkedIn or 2004 with Facebook. We're going back just one decade to 2015. 10 years ago, the corporate world was finally catching up. Decision makers in marketing departments were progressively adopting the social media mindset. They did it because they had no choice. They saw in their own hands, on their own smartphones, how pervasive these platforms had become. The revolution had happened years earlier, of course. The year 2007 was the true turning point. The birth of the first authentically mobile social networks like Twitter, and later Instagram, Snapchat, and later on the social networks from Asia. That was the moment the digital world became truly untethered. But the period from 2015 onward was the decade of adoption. It was the decade it all became normal. With adoption came rules, best practices, checklists. The digital mindset of that era was about participation. It was about showing up. It was about creating content calendars, optimizing for engagement, improving ROI with metrics we all secretly knew were hollow. We learned the game and we played it well. In doing so, we turned the vibrant world of digital communication into a predictable, sterile, and boring commodity. We built a cage of best practices, and we locked our own creativity inside it. You spend your budget to be indistinguishable. You fight for likes on posts that are forgotten in the time it takes to scroll to the next one. Still not convinced? All right. I challenge you, try to recall the last social campaign from the past 3 months that genuinely made you feel something. Got one? I'll bet you don't. The reason is simple. Creativity is sterile now, made completely predictable by data. That is the flat line of creativity, and that era is over. The arrival of generative AI is not another incremental step. It is not a new platform to master. It is an extinction level event for the old way of thinking, and it is the single greatest opportunity to make the impossible finally possible. For a decade, you've been told to be data-driven. Now you must be vision-driven. AI is the engine for that vision. What was impossible yesterday? Creating 1,000 unique personalized video ads for 1,000 different audience segments, all generated and deployed in a single afternoon. That is now possible. Simulating market reactions to 5 different radical marketing strategies before you spend a single dollar. That is now possible. Building entire multimedia narratives with visuals, text, and sound that are so unique and emotionally resonant they simply cannot be ignored. That is now possible. AI is not here to help you write slightly better social media posts. It is not here to help you do the old boring things a little faster. It is here to give you the leverage to do the things you were always told were too expensive, too complex, or too crazy to even attempt. It is here to dismantle the cage. But a tool is useless without the right mindset to wield it. And that requires new mandates. First, escape the gravity of good enough. Adopt a creator's mindset. For too long, the role of a marketing director or a content manager has been to manage and approve, to ensure the brand is on message. This is the mindset of a gatekeeper. It is obsolete. Your role now is to be a creator, an architect of possibility, to use AI as a catalyst to build a challenging, insightful, and powerful point of view. Mediocrity is no longer a risk. It is a guaranteed failure. Second, resurrect emotion. Think like a communicator, not a broadcaster. Emotion is the only currency with real value in a saturated market. The old mindset was about broadcasting your message to the widest possible audience. The new mindset is about creating a connection so deep it feels personal. Use AI not to generate spam, but to understand and speak to the raw human nerve of your audience. Command it as your creative partner to craft messages that are not just seen but are viscerally felt. Third, treat AI as a creative partner, not an intern. Stop giving it timid, safe instructions. Stop asking it to perform mundane tasks. A partner challenges you. A partner pushes you. You must challenge AI. Force it to generate ideas that make you uncomfortable. The goal is no longer to produce comfortable, safe content. The goal is to produce a statement. This brings us to our final unavoidable truth. Your mandate is clear. The era of playing it safe is over. Your choice is not between the old tools and the new tools. It is between an old mindset and a new one. It is between relevance and extinction. Your next move isn't just a step in a long, slow evolution. It is a leap into a new reality. The revolution is here. Lead it or get out of the way